What a day in cricket history of New Zealand. Today, the men's team just achieved something unbelievable, beating India in India after 36 years. And now they are world champions of Women's T20 World Cup. New Zealand has done it, the White Ferns have done it, and it's been a legendary farewell for the legends like Lita Hu, Susie Bates, and their captain Sophie Devine, who have led them brilliantly. But I'm a fan of New Zealand women's team. I'm a fan of Bates and Plummer, how they've started the innings, the intent which they have shown in the power play. And today also they were looking to score much more than the 43 they eventually got to. They absolutely smashed the South African Pacers, who I hyped up in the preview. I thought the South African Pacers, Ayabonga Khaka and Marizan Cap would be able to control Bates and Plummer, but it was not the case. I'm such a fan of Georgia Plummer, the Wellington lady. She's been brilliant throughout the tournament. She absolutely hammered India into submission in the power play. She tried to do the same versus Pakistan. She has been just brilliant. She has been brilliant versus Sri Lanka. She's been brilliant in all the games. Georgia Plummer, and even in semi-finals she batted till the 12th over. It was incredible. But I think the most underrated contribution that will go really under the radar, I know you must be thinking the names of Carson or Amelia Kerr, who's the player of the tournament. But I think Brooke Halliday, what a lady she's. And the way she contributed, Brooke Halliday, with the bat, with the ball, with in the field, taking those catches, but most importantly with the bat, whenever she came in the middle overs, she always played with impact and great strike rate, and eased the pressure on whoever was batting along with her. And Manisha has joined me today. And Manisha, what a day for New Zealand cricket, with the men's team winning. And now you're a New Zealand fan, so you must be really happy with what their women's team has done. Tell me something about this women's team of New Zealand cricket, the White Ferns.
Yes, Shikha, first of all, like when Australia could not reach the final of this World Cup, that was itself history. And like everyone was excited that we will get a new team as the winner of Women World Cup. But I was like hoping that New Zealand win this because as we know that today the men won and they were expressing their interest that they'll be watching very with interest, with lot of interest for this one. But the way I think South Africa started, I was like, okay, this is no way they are going to lose because the opening partnership was so good until like Brits got out and then Laura Wolvert got out. But I am really amazed and surprised, like what a big chokers the South African team is. I mean, I was just thinking it is limited only to the men, but this is like high level of choking. But then, yeah, coming back coming back to the Kiwis, coming back to the ladies of the New Zealand, we saw a picture, a very beautiful picture of Susie Bates and Sophie Devine, the captain, hugging each other, and like they were not separating because they both are like I mean they will retire after this. One is 35, one is 37 years old, so you could like feel how much they were like emotional, overwhelmed by the result. And I believe like Amelia Kerr, who got the player of the match, player of the tournament, she might be the next captain because I think after them she has the one who has been playing so many matches.
Actually, she's just 24. It's just
I know,
she's
just 24.
very
Yeah, yeah,
experienced, and that's what they were
yeah,
talking about. That she's the bridge between the youngsters, because all these
yeah.
Georgia Plummer, Carson, Jones, all of them are such
Very
youngsters,
young.
and they are so new into the team. And also, they were
Yes.
actually they had a massive down, like they had lost 10 matches in a row
10. Yeah,
before coming to this World Cup. And what just
yeah,
they flicked on a switch during that India match, and after that they even had
yeah,
a big loss versus Australia, but they didn't allow themselves to get
yeah, yeah,
demoralized. And
yeah,
even that day, Deandra Dottin was putting them under huge pressure by hitting some big hits. They stayed calm, they held their nerves. So I
yeah.
mean, yeah, man, they totally deserve to win this. And
I, yeah,
today,
yeah.
even today, South Africa, I mean, the power play was very good from South Africa, but
Yes.
I always knew that New Zealand had scored over par. It was because of Brooke Halliday
Mm,
batting. Because
correct, correct, correct.
normally in women's game, you won't see that kind of an impact. You will see maybe run a ball, but
Mm,
the way Brooke Halliday took the game away, and I've been
correct.
seeing this pattern like Brooke Halliday and Maddie Green. And in last
Yes.
match in versus West Indies, okay, Brooke Halliday had a shorter knock, and you had a my
Yeah.
favorite name, Izzy Gaze. She had the
Easy.
wicket
The
keeper,
wicket keeper.
and
Yeah.
she also played some paddle sweeps, and it was just beautiful how in sync they are
Yeah.
with their overall objectives
Correct.
of achieving a
Correct.
over par target, which was exactly the case
Yes.
in men's
Yes.
World Cup for India,
Yes.
how they
Yes.
won it. So
Yeah.
yeah, South
Yeah.
Africa
Yeah.
choked, and they are crybabies, always crying that this didn't happen, that didn't happen, and
Correct. Correct. No, I mean, I have to add one point here. Like, obviously, like
hmm,
we our Indian team, like when they lost so badly to New Zealand, that was one of the factor that gave them the necessary confidence. Because losing 10 matches in row till then, I mean,
hmm,
you will never think them as the winner. Leave like even if the finalists, leave about being winner. So that
hmm,
match itself was a huge moral booster for them. But other than that, when they lost to Australia, like that is the match
hmm.
they lost. I recall Sophie Devine's post presentation, that presentation ceremony, where she just said that we will learn. We will we are not like in a hurry. We will learn. We know that we lost. So that shows the greatness of a captain. Like how they are not in a hurry. They wanted to just take it one game and yeah, very very well played by New Zealand. I mean everybody, and we're also, me and Shakti are also were talking like compared to South Africa, the bowlers of New Zealand are like too good. Whether it is Carson, whether it is Tahu, whether that is Rosemary Mayer, and obviously Amelia Kerr, everybody is just like too good as the
I
bowling
just
unit.
love
Yeah.
the fact how Lee Tahu shotted woohoo two times
Mhm.
so loudly into the mic. I thought
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had to reduce the volume of my TV. I mean, she's a different character. She's
It's a different
I think
character.
she's from Maori background or something.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
yeah, I mean, they played as a team. If you see in the bowling attack, it was Rosemary Mayer and Lee Tahu, who with the spinners, it was Amelia Kerr, Jones, and Carson. And in the batting, it was Bates and Plimmer. And then Devine doing her thing.
Correct.
And Halliday and Green, they
Green.
sound like a
Yes,
book's
yes,
name, but they also did
yes,
a great part. And
yes, yes.
yeah, Shakti, so you have seen like a historical day. You have been part of an historical day in New Zealand cricket, and you're wearing black also. And are you feeling like you are very close to New Zealand, being a New Zealander now, or being a Kiwi?
Uh, yeah, I think pretty strange that the day I went to watch the like New Zealand men's create history in Chinnaswamy. Also the white funds again, lifting a ICC trophy even before their men's team could. Pretty, I think, amazing day for the Kiwis. And I wanted to just add one stat that the like this like the women's team came with a the backdrop to this World Cup was that they were coming with 10 consecutive losses in T20s.
Hmm.
The first match which where they broke that spell was when they defeated India.
India. Yeah.
Post that, they have been, I think, only Australia defeated them very convincingly. But beyond that,
Hmm.
I think we have seen how convincingly they have defeated rest of the teams. Especially, their bowlers have been. Even though I was thinking that the Australian bowling lineup is pretty good.
Hmm.
They have a great mix of spinners and pacers, but
Hmm.
the crop of spinners which Kiwis have is equally stunning, or even better, I would say,
Yeah.
than the current Australian team. So I think amazing,
Actually, two of them,
amazing.
Carson and Amelia Kerr, have taken more than 15 wickets in the same tournament. Like it's very rare that two spinners of the
Yeah,
same team are the leading wicket takers. The So that rarely happens actually. So that proves that they were so good actually together and bowling
right,
so well
right.
in team.
And one more thing, which I think one of the younger crop of players was saying that I could correlate that with when Virat Kohli was saying that, we did it for Sachin. So basically,
Mm.
I think it was Easy Gaze who was saying that, we wanted to perform well so that, the seniors or the old girls is what she was referring to could, end their careers in a high. And I think it's a great day for them as well, who have been, I think, and I just saw that, Susie Bates is also a ex-Olympian.
Yeah,
So
I
she
think
has
Akash was
represented,
pointing it out. She
yeah,
has represented in
yeah,
basketball. Mm.
basketball. So I think, true athletes, unlike, closer home. Uh,
Yeah.
so, so yeah, I think great day for, both the Black Caps and the White Ferns.
Yeah, and disappointing for South Africa. They again, Laura Wold. Actually, their middle order were never exposed throughout the tournament, and it was the
Yeah.
first time that their middle order actually got a job to do. And they were just,
Hmm.
they had never done it in the tournament because most of the games were getting finished by Wolvard and
Yeah.
Annika Bosch, who was the number three batsman,
Hmm.
or Tasman Brits. So today it was
Yeah.
a real struggle to watch Chloe try and doing something, but the ground was so big that she could not clear the ground. Then even I can't remember that name. It is some Dutch name, but she also tried a lot, Hendricks or something. So, but it was never going to happen actually for South Africa. But yeah, so happy
And
for
it's
New
their
Zealand
second finals which they've lost in a
in a row. In a
uh,
row.
in a row. Yeah.
Yes, they
So
lost
also
the final at
speaks.
home also to Australia. And actually, Shakti, now
Hmm.
when you were talking, I just thought that maybe the key to winning a World Cup, a Women's T20 World Cup, is beating India, because earlier Australia
Hmm.
always beat India and won the either in semi-final or in final or somewhere, and now New
Yeah.
Zealand beat India and they've become the champions. And this was also a battle between two 90s coaches. So Craig McMillan is actually coaching the New Zealand
Hmm.
women's team, and Paul Adams, the guy with the weird action, if you would remember, he used to bowl
Yeah.
like this. He was the coach of
Chinaman. Yeah.
Chinaman, the Chinaman.
Hmm.
Yes. So yeah, great day for New Zealand cricket. Can we even call it a black letter day?
Black
Yeah,
letter day.
because it is New Zealand cricket. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for joining, and it's been a great day of cricket. And thank you so much. Please subscribe our channel Cricket Caviar. Thank you Shakti for joining, and thanks Manisha for joining earlier. We'll come back with more content on cricket. Thank you and take care. Good.